I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Hello, hello. How you doing? It's Gray. It's me. Have you missed me? Over in Japan, Gray from Wakizashi Teahouse. This is kind of a weird time to start, but yeah. Tell you what, just had a fantastic cup of coffee that my daughter made me. So that's kind of what you call it. That's why I started late. Sat down, having a coffee and a chat with my daughter. It's brilliant. She came back for the weekend. And yeah, it's really cool. It's only Saturday here, by the way, just to let you know. Saturday, 1:42 p.m. in Japan. Raining, it's miserable, it's windy out there. What's to talk about? God, there's so much to talk about. Yeah. But in the chat, we have Nosferatu. Where were you before? I want to get your first comment. Here it is. My heart is still broken, says Nosferatu. I know. One day, your wrench will come, will return. Your Barbie was here before. No wrench Nos is like a vampire without fangs. There we go. So great to see you in the chat. We even had a bit of a Copa sighting, a Copa Ex Machina. Talking about, I knew a WORA once that would do anything for gas money. She didn't even have a car. And he's been listening to Tangerine Dream's Phaedra, is it? Phaedra. Let's see what happens first. The song ends or Grey Stream begins. Still here, says your Barmy. Salty travelling sea. How you doing, man? That damned Nerdporial is drinking and won't stop streaming. I know. How dare he? How dare you cross the streams, Nerdporial? No, it's fine. I wasn't even going to do one today because, I say, my daughter's back from Kyoto just for the weekend. She came back to finish getting her driver's license. She's a driver now. So I had to come back to do a paper test nearby. And yeah, delighted about that. So we went out this morning, went out for a bit of a practice because she what was it? She finished driving like the driving school about a month ago. So it's been a while in the car. So yeah, driving around the streets of the town I live in with my daughter. That was really nice. Yo, how you doing, your Barmy? Your Barmy gifted a Wakizashi Teahouse membership. Thank you very much, you star. What are you doing there, your Barmy? Your Barmy's been learning Japanese, apparently. He's studying hard. He's doing well, hopefully. I'll have to teach you how to order a beer, although I'm sure you can say that already. How's it again? I was going to say uno cerveza, por favor. That's how it goes, isn't it, in Japanese? Something like that. Yeah, I might teach you later. So great to see you all. What was I going to talk about? There's so much to talk about. It's been a crazy busy week, really bonkers. But went to see Wonka last night with my daughter. I was trying to get her to come and see Godzilla -1 because I want to see it again at the theatre's like, go on. But Wonka opened last week, so I went to see that instead. And I'm going to be giving you a review. I'll give a review of Wonka. I'll let you know what I think. Because, yeah, I've seen some very mixed reviews, shall we say, for it. But I thought it was okay. Nothing amazing, nothing bad, just like a kind of fun, family-friendly film. Wow, that's a nice alliteration, wasn't it? A fun, family-friendly film. Yo, Barmy, you're going to see Godzilla tomorrow. Awesome, mate. You have to. You got to see it on a big screen just to get the sound as well as the visuals. Really, really good. Great soundtrack and great sound effects. The CG is really good while it's moving. Yeah, a lot of the time you're kind of like, whoa, looks very realistic. But sometimes, you can tell it's CG. It's not perfect, but $15 million for the budget. Unbelievable, right? Salty's asking, did I watch? I've not watched it since the second special, Salty. The weird long arms one. I couldn't be bothered with Mr. Giggles, Dr. Giggles, Dr. Snuggles. Dr. Snuggles, friend of the animal wood. Bet you don't know that, do you? So yeah, I've not watched it. I'm not interested. And it's over. It's Doctor Gone, Doctor Over. Barmy, I'm legitimately depressed, says Nosferatu. Grey has taken me to the depths of sorrow. Yeah, you'll say anything, won't you, to get your edge back? You're missing the power you had, the power to put people in time out and mess about. I'm only messing, mate. Una birra, per favore, senpai. Dos cerveza. How is it you say it in Japanese now? It's really, really easy. You can just say Nama hitotsu. There you go. As simple as that. Nos, he's a total cock tease, says Salty. How do you know? Oh dear, Dr. Bad Touch. Yeah. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened to that programme. I mean, it already died, hadn't it? With the Chris Chinballs run, than Jodie Whittaker. So it was even on its last legs during poor old Peter Capaldi's run. His first season was okay, but they were basically destroying his character back then, and you're making their companion Clara, the girl who's the key to everything, we're making her the main character, and she's always like lecturing him, telling him off. It's like, that's it, I'm out. Dr. Lecter over Doctor Who, says Coper. Yes, Salty. Salty's going to side with me. It's my house, my rules. I'm a cruel taskmaster. Master. I think the only people with the wrench now, there's only Salty and Purple Valkyrie, as far as I know. There might be a couple more I'm forgetting. Nerdporo might have one, but Nerdporo doesn't watch my streams anymore. Anyway, he streams over me instead. I'm only joking. I'm joking. Your Barmy, it got resurrected with the soul of, the alphabets, ABCs and all that. I just think the showrunner, Russell T Davies, I think he's just lost the plot. He's believed all his own hype from the last time he was running the show, and it's gone to his head and it's made him go crazy. That's all I can think. Really, really. I wonder though, seriously, like, how much is it his ideas, his kind of pushing of the agenda, or how much is the BBC? Is it 50-50? Is it all him? Is it 50-50? Is it 70-30? Whatever, who cares? He's a broken man. Salty, says Nosferatu, I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't told the rules. Yeah, I know Nerdporo's drinking. Should we have a look at his stream? Can we do that? Should we share the stream? Do a Zax. I might do that in a bit. Just want to tell you about Wonka first. Yeah, Wonka. Has anybody seen Wonka? Let me know in the chat. Has anybody watched it? Have you watched Wonka? I'll be honest. I came out with a smile on my face. So how about that? It's a good feeling, a feel-good movie, but it kind of lacked the heart. It lacked the emotion of the original Gene Wilder. I'm kind of biased towards that. I love that. It's a weird and wonderful, almost at times psychedelic, trippy. You're not sure if Wonka's a good guy or a bad guy. I really like the first one, the original Willy Wonka. The Johnny Depp remake was okay. Parts of it were okay, but I think Johnny Depp was playing the weird side too strongly, if that makes sense. And what else? What am I thinking of? And yeah, this is kind of Timothée Chalamet. He plays a good version of a younger Wonka, but he's probably way too positive. But maybe that's what he's meant to be, the character. He's really positive. He's got that kind of One Piece optimistic, which is very catching. That's a good thing about it. But yeah, I don't know. His voice wasn't terrible. People are kind of criticising his singing voice. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It was okay. It was fine. Perfectly acceptable. What else? It looks really good. It looks great. The scenes are, beautifully shot. There's a lot of practical sets there. It's a lovely setting. Some of the chocolate contraptions, like Willy Wonka has this weird kind of wooden case that he opens, and it opens it looks like an apothecary, like a magician's almost laboratory. It's so cool, just small, and he makes the chocolate through that. The chocolates, of course, look incredible. They'll make you want to eat. chocolate. So it's a propaganda piece for the chocolate companies, definitely. Where are we? Twink Wonka was good, asked Copa. Yeah, I say it was fine. It was nothing special, Copa. It was, I would say it is actually a very rare for all the family film. Anyone can watch this and they'll probably enjoy it. It's good, and it actually has villains who are villains in it. They're exaggerated on purpose. Like Roald Dahl, the writer, he was awesome at creating over the top, exaggerated characters with incredible names. Mr. Slugworth, the rival chocolatier. What a great name for a chocolate factory or company. Slugworth Chocolates. There are 3 rival chocolatiers, and they kind of gang up against young Willy Wonka, the upstart, because his chocolate's amazing. So, but yeah, just over the top, exaggerated villains who are just plain nasty. And surprisingly, the main villain, Mr. Slugworth, who is played by a black actor, is really is a villain. He's a bad guy. They've made a black character a bad guy for a change. Does not make a change these days, And he loves the role. Whoever the actor is, he can tell he's having a great time with it. He really hams it up. Pretty much they all do. Who else is in it? I always got his name mixed up. Not Pete Postlethwaite. Jim Carter. If you probably don't know him, you don't know the name, but if you see his face, he's been in so many British movies. He's pretty old now. Big guy, big nose. He's got a great voice. He's in it. Yeah, you see a lot of familiar faces. Olivia Colman's in it, playing a really horrible laundry boss. Yeah. So, as I say, I wouldn't rush out and see it. I wanted to see a movie with my daughter while she's back home for the weekend. We chose Wonka because it's pretty new, and I've got real good memories of the original, Gene Wilder one. But to be honest, all it did is made me want to rewatch the original, which I'm going to do ASAP. Okay, let's have a look. Catch up with you guys in the chat. Salty is saying, I've watched a hot girl doing something called the Oompa Loompa on my everlasting gobstopper, but I haven't seen Wonka. That's classic. And you're balmy. If Tim Burton is directing, it had to be weird with Depp. Yes, he does like to encourage the weirdness, doesn't he? Gray loves bad movies like Withnail and I. Nosferatu, where are you? How dare you? How dare you?
You're drunk. Just bring out the cake. Cake and fine wine.
If you don't leave, we'll call the police.
Balls. We want the finest wines available to humanity. We want them here, and we want them now.
Miss Blenner has it. Telephone the police.
Miss Blenner has it. Telephone the police. Can't do it. Cope is saying that Gray never misses with his recommendations. He's going to make me watch Twonka. Nah, I wouldn't go to the theatre to see it. Unless you really, really want to. I'd maybe wait for streaming, mate. But as I say, it does look good. The songs are okay. They're fine. They're nice songs. They tease the classic song, World of Pure Imagination. It's teased, and they do play it. He does sing it at one point. Oh, that's right too. I'm not even going to highlight that comment. yeah, like exactly, yeah. So what else? Okay, I'll give you my daughter's brief review of the movie. She won't come on the stream. She's like, nah. YouTube? What? With like 4 people watching? Sorry, has to be 1,000 people at least. No, I'm joking. She said she likes it fine. It was, it was a fun movie. It made her smile. She enjoyed the look of it. Like I was saying, it looks good. The sets are really well made. I don't even know about the CG. I think they do use some, of course, but yeah, it does look very good. There's a lot of practical sets there. Nice, weird, like quaint, villagey look to it. What else do you like? She liked Timothy Chalamet as Twonka, the Twinkie Twonka. She liked him in the part. And of course loved Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa, who's called Lofty, by the way. Lofty! Shout out to Lofty. He's good. He's really good. He almost steals the movie, and he's not even in that much. But when he's on screen, Hugh Grant, he's great. He's really, really good. And I love the fact, this is a really big positive, they went back to the original design of the Oompa Loompas from the original Willy Wonka movie. Not from the book. If you read the book, they're actually... The only thing they got right, I think, was the size of them. But I think they had like long hair or... Anyway, but In this movie, if you've seen it, Hugh Grant, it's the, let me think about this, it's green hair, that weird kind of style hair with an orange face. So yeah, he looks great. And he speaks with a really posh accent. He's very, very, very British, the way he talks. Talks like this. Where are we? Okay, let's catch up. Where are we? Nosferatu talking about Hogwarts Legacy and J.K. Rowling with Salty in the chat saying, every time the goblins show up, I chuckle. Wonka and Aquaman 2. What a mere Christmas. Yeah, you're right, Salty. And they played the new Dune trailer, which I'd already seen, but they played that before the movie. And it said at the end, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Japan, I think it was March 11th or March. It might even be the end of March. March for Dune? Come on. Yo, Jana, how you doing? Jana Banana in the pajamas. Holly, shall I give Nosferatu his wrench back? She just said, what? So, sorry, I think that means no, Nosferatu. Come in there. Gray has me on the ledge. Speaking of ledge, have you ever seen Cat's Eye? Nosferatu and everyone in the chat. It's a great, weird horror movie based on a Stephen King short story. And there's a great part of that movie where it's got James Woods. James Woods is doing this weird... Sorry, I've got like... Oh, he's coming?
Just making coffee for Mummy.
Okay. Would you make one for me as well?
No.
Oh. What else is it? So yeah, if you can check out, that's an old film that now, isn't it? 1984 with the young Drew Barrymore. But James Woods is in it. Okay, hang on a sec. Microwave's going on, so I'll just drop a quick clip. Yo, go for it, Ollie, go for it. Microwave time! Here we go!
Lucky him.
You're lucky. He's lucky. I'm lucky. We're all lucky.
There we go. It's all happening tonight. Today.
It's not.
Is it not hot enough? Oh, what a shame. Oh dear, I have to drop another clip. Quick clip. Here we go. Akira. You come down for a sneaky coffee. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's all happening live. Mrs. W came down for a sneaky coffee. There we go. My daughter, Miss W. No names are allowed on YouTube. She's just microwave nuked it for her. Eat it up. Say something, Miss W.
Half coffee.
Oh yeah, I'd love half the cup. Yeah. Thank you. After you finish with it.
No, I will put it in the new cup.
Okay. It's a world of pure imagination. You can hardly hear the microwave, says Yobami, by the way. Oh, really? That's very kind of you. Nosferatu, that takes me back to, it feels like years ago. Do you remember that stream I did? I was talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo comic, and in the middle of the stream, Mrs. Wakizashi came down and just started making lunch, and it was crazy. It was hilarious. I was trying to keep the stream going. You can't see, but the microwave is just there. I'm pointing like, where are we? Just off camera. The kitchen is just over there. This is the dining room, and there's a separate tatami. Woo, tatami room just over there. That is my studio. I'm not still muted, am I? Copa. I'm muted on purpose. I was worried about the that's the sound of our microwave. Minnie Gray, tell your dad he's a jerk for being mean to me. I'm going to call you Minnie Gray from now on. Is that okay? Minnie Gray. Minnie Gray. Get Dad a sandwich. I've got a coffee. Got some chocolate. The first thing we did, me and Minnie Gray, after we watched the movie, first thing we did was we went to the Hyakuen store called Daiso. It's like a dollar store, and we got some chocolate. I'm so what's the word? Susceptible to advertising. So easy. Do you want to try the cappuccino one? Try that one.
It wasn't good.
美味しいやつだよ。
That one. Yeah. The salty caramel's good. It says mini grey. Let's try. I've not tried that one yet. Let's try the salty caramel. Salty, this is for you. Salty travelling sea. Can you see it? Right back off, will it go in focus? No, that's it. This is turning into an ASMR stream, isn't it? 6. Only 6. Sorry. That's pretty good. Better than the other one. Mrs. Wakizashi is great, says Nosferatu. She's very funny. Mrs. Wakizashi. Oh no, she hasn't heard Nosferatu's voice. No, I'm trying to think then. Because I usually have headphones on. Oh, the chocolate's killing. Okay. Idiot, right? Weirdo. I know. You'll love the chocolate I sent you. Vintage 70s Christmas favourites. Awesome. Salty, you sexy star. Thank you very much. I'm surprised to see Gray isn't eating some gross-ass squid chips or crisps, Nosferatu. It's crisps for people from England. A packet of crisps. Actually, we've got some over there, but we haven't opened them. Mrs. Wakizashi brought some back from Korea. She went on a sneaky 3-day holiday to Korea, and she hit the casinos and went crazy. Maybe. This is turning into a Twitch stream. Yeah. Nosferatu, Mini Grey, she's like, how many people are watching? It's like, don't worry, there's only like 6 people watching. It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. So yeah. Matt, it's good to see you. There are some crazy snack foods over here in Japan. They are awesome. One of my particular favourites are the chocolate mushrooms. That's all I'm saying. Chocolate mushrooms. Oh, that's really good. The coffee's excellent. The chocolates are okay because they were from the dollar store, as we say, the Hyakuen store. No lie, says Soldy. Good to see you, man. I appreciate it. Great that you can catch a stream. Okay, where was I with this? God, I'm all over the place, aren't I? I say it's a shame I want to get Mini Grey on, but she's like, no, I'm not coming on your stream. To get her thoughts on Wonka. Do you recommend that people go see it or not? Maybe not. Okay, where were we? Check it out. So, going back to Wonka, have you seen, ladies and gentlemen, have you seen the reviews? As I say, they are very, very mixed. Have a look here. Let's go for the critics. Showing 61 critic reviews, and just double check it's working. Yeah, surprise, surprise. The Guardian gives it 100, top of there. The Guardian, the Telegraph, and the Observer. That's 3 British newspapers. All give it 10 out of 10, 100%. The Christian Science Monitor gives it a 90 or a 9 out of 10. IndieWire 8.3. AV, which is usually very shilly, 8.3. Total Film 8. The director is it Paul King? King's flair for transposing peak British TV comedy's character to film is also apparent, thanks to a fine support hall of Peep Show and Ghosts alumni. So yeah, that's probably one of the better things about it is the supporting cast. They are very good. You'll see a lot of familiar faces from British shows and British movies. British. Wow, I went really British then saying that. Sorry, actually, I need to correct my pronunciation. British. Empire gives it 8. Paul King's Wonka is a beguiling way to spend 116 minutes. Okay, let's get down to some average reviews going down, going down. What was that? Was that Vanity? No. Excuse me. Entertainment Weekly gives it 7.5. Roger Ebert, here we go, 7.5. Enthusiastic, inscrutable as Wonka himself. It's played elegantly by Chalamet, who in moments of quiet contemplation and madcap inspiration could be Gene Wilder's long-lost grandchild. I wouldn't go that far. He's no Gene Wilder, but he was alright. He was alright. Prefer him as Paul Atreides in Dune. Wonka is saccharine, yes, but if you're going to indulge, it's better to be in the hands of a master confectioner, says The Atlantic. Okay, let's keep going. Variety was a 7 out of 10. It makes you feel good, but it never makes you levitate. That's a play on some of the chocolates, make you float. Yeah, that's a good one. That's actually a pretty fair review. I did feel good, I enjoyed it, but I didn't really get taken, out of myself. Oh, this is really great, and I didn't feel an attachment to any of the characters. It was could even be almost like checking how long's left kind of movies. Oh, how long's to go? One of those, it wasn't amazing. But as I said before, the villains are proper villains, exaggerated to heck, and they're really good. Let's go down to the bottom review, shall we? Let's see what the lowest is. God, there's a lot, aren't there? Is it 60 or 61? The lowest review is by The Hollywood Reporter, 30, so 3 out of 10. Young audiences may well be enchanted, but I'm sad to report I found the whole confection sickly sweet and hopelessly twee. Yeah, salty. I just look back to the comments. If The Guardian likes it, I'm out. That's always a bad sign, isn't it? The Guardian, years ago used to be pretty good, pretty reliable. So did Empire, the film magazine that I used to buy back in the UK many, many years ago. That used to be really good. They've just gone right off. The tunnel scene is my favourite scene from the original NOS. Oh my god, I love that scene. Isn't it amazing? It's scary for a young kid, that scene. It gets really weird. Aren't there like dinosaurs at one point? It just goes completely psychedelically weird. Yes, Matt, it is tough trying to imagine anyone matching Gene Wilder's performance. Absolutely. That's a hell of a lot to live up to, isn't it? Absolutely. Let's see. Anybody else that I've missed? I know, John. I tried to get her on. She won't come on. I want to meet Minnie Gray. No one's seen her. No one's seen her. The Hollywood Reporter could go suck a bag of... says Salty. Yeah. So there we go. That's a... Washington Post, 37, so 3.7. Toronto. Zags, the Globe and Mail. Low scores. 4 out of 10s from the New Yorker, the Daily Beast. Unoriginal and ungainly at every turn. It's a debacle devoid of any genuine magic. Wow, pretty harsh. Paste magazine, the wreck of Wonka stings because of the clarity with which we see King's eye for visual comedy and lavish set piece. Staging. Squandered on a movie where branding was always going to eclipse beauty. Branding over beauty. New York Times, this is the last one I'll read. The movie's overly busy, as these kinds of eager-to-please diversions tend to be, and at 2 hours, it overstays its welcome. There we go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so, how are we doing? We're going for 30 minutes. Good grief. There are 7 people watching. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. That's wonderful. Great to have you here. Great to see you. What should we talk about next? I do have something to recommend, by the way. There is something good I've been watching, and it's not Monarch. I haven't even bothered with the latest episode. That last episode, last week's one, God, it was very, very bad. Very poor. It has to be, I think, a cast of most unlikable characters. They've worked hard to make them as unlikable as possible. Really unlikable characters in that series. Only Kurt Russell's any good. And he, of course, gets lectured and stuff. What a surprise. What I was going to recommend is not Reacher. I've just started season 2 of that, so I can't really talk about it. What I will recommend is the new season of Fargo. that surprised me because I kind of given up on that. Fargo. Season 5 came out recently. I think it's up to episode 5. I watched the latest episode last night. Fargo, season 5. Let's see. Where are you? Season 5 with Juno Temple in it from Ted Lasso. She's really good. Yes. Where are we? Let's try and get some pictures up. Now share my screen. Hang on a minute. Hang on a moment. For some reason, I've got the episode list up by mistake. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's share the screen. Here we go. Is anybody watching it? Because I'd given up on it after the first 2 seasons. Season 3 wasn't very good. That was the one with Ewan McGregor. No comment on him. So it wasn't very good. Season 4 I didn't even bother with. And then tuned back in for season 5. I didn't even know it was out. It has John Hamm. He's played a great role. He's a kind of constitutional sheriff, old style sheriff playing in there. He's really, really good. Juno Temple is playing a character who, I won't give any spoilers, but she's a very strong female character despite her frail looking frame, shall we say. But there's something about her. I like her performance, you know, even though some of the fight scenes are a little bit over the top. But one of the best characters so far is Jennifer Jason Leigh. She's playing the mother-in-law of Juno Temple's character, and she's having a great time. She's like eating up every scene she's in. She's awesome in it. I've always had a bit of a thing for her, by the way, from many, many years ago. Jennifer Jason Leigh. I know, yeah, I know. I think it was Flesh and Blood, the Rutger Hauer, Paul Verhoeven medieval set movie. Anyone remember that? You probably know why. You probably know why I like Jennifer Jason Leigh after seeing that. That's all I'll say. Wasn't she also in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Is that right? G'day! Zax is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the chat. Anyone watching Fargo? Anybody? Okay, Matt's got a recommendation. There's a horror TV show called 30 Coins, whose second season just completed. It's great. Really? Awesome. Thanks for the recommendation. I will have a look for that. Because I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying Fargo, as I say, season 5, which is releasing weekly. And I've got one more. I've got one more to shout out. Zax might know this. Let's have a look. It's on Apple. I got Apple for a trial for a week, and then I paid for it for a month because I'm crazy. I know. Slow Horses. This is it. It's a British set kind of spy MI5 spy series, and Gary Oldman is just unbelievable in his role. Seriously, I talked about this last week. I cannot recommend this enough. For me, maybe it's extra good because of the nostalgia factor, the seeing London, seeing England. You know, of course I do sometimes miss the UK, so I've got that connection to it. But you've got to see this role. You've got to see him in this series. I think I might even take a chance. I might share a little bit of the introduction to his character, because as I mentioned maybe last time, if you remember, he has got one of the best character introductions I think I've ever seen in a series or a movie ever. I built it up now. I built it up, so I'm going to have to show it you. But let me see if I can get into sharing. I will try to do that. Reminds me of a Simpsons clip. Is it Bart saying, "I can't promise I'll try, but I'll try to try." Okay, I've dropped my headphones. There we go. Let's see if I can set this up. Slow Horses. But yeah, for a bit of background, what's it about? Here we go. It follows a team of British intelligence agents who serve as a dumping ground department of MI5 due to their career-ending mistakes. So it's basically it's a group of losers, you know, a group of people who've made mistakes, or it might not be a bad mistake they've made. Maybe it's their personality. They're just not liked. They get dumped in this secondary group who they are still agents, but they're not, within MI5 anymore. They've been kicked out of the main building, as it were. And Gary Oldman's character, he's running the place. What's he called? Jackson Lamb. Gary Oldman as Jackson Lamb. Just so good. And Kristin Scott Thomas, very classic British actress. She's in it as well, and she's great. So yeah, I do recommend it. Based on a series of books. I think it's by, is it Mick Herron? This is going off the top of my head here. Let me go back. Actually, I shouldn't do that, should I? If I go back and I'm sharing, I bet everything goes weird. Let me catch up with you guys in the chat. So anyone seen it? Anyone watching? First of all, I was talking about Fargo, wasn't I? Let's stop sharing that. There we go. Matt, yes, there was a cool siege in Flesh and Blood. There was also a cool bathing scene, shall we say, with Rutger Hauer and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Whew. Zach says, no, but I can drive to Fargo in a boot 3 hours. A boot 3 hours. Oh, you found it boring? Oh, Matt. Yeah, fair enough. I can see that. As I say, I've got the British connection to it, but I think it's got better as it went on. The first episode takes a bit to get going. I almost I'd actually stopped once and went back to it because I heard it was good. Heard it was worth. Gary Oldman's not in from the beginning. He comes into it partway through the first episode, but once he gets in it, it just takes off. Charlie, how are you doing? Charlie the Unicorn is asking, has the big head finally become normal sized again after swelling up massively from all the views for Godzilla -1 on YouTube? Great movie, by the way. You are right, sir. It's a cracking movie. My head very briefly got big, but very quickly went back small again. I've heard of this one, but I haven't watched it, says Zax. God, you got to give it a chance. Give it one season, Zax, and see if it gets you, if it hooks you. But it's just worth watching for Oldman. Okay, let me see if I can set this up and play the scene where he comes into it, the first episode. Let's just bear with me a moment. Episode 1. Okay, I'm getting close to it here. Hang on a sec. Just okay, that's it. I've got it. How long do I dare play? That's the question. Okay. Let's see if this works. Get back to here, share screen. See if I can share it or not. Can I do it? I don't even know if it will play. It was sharing other things sometimes. Let me know if this is coming out or not. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Take a chance. Did that show? Did that show or not? Did it show? Oh, Jesus. I know, right? I know. How old am I? Like 6. Oh, God, it had me on the floor laughing that. What an introduction to a character. He's a mess. He's an alcoholic. He's got holes in his socks. He's fast asleep on the couch in the office where he's working. It's a complete tip. It's a right mess of a place. And he farts himself awake. I just thought it was hilarious. I've never seen that. That's the first time I've seen that as an introduction to a new character in a series. And the fact that it's Gary Oldman, it just made it all the funnier. Oh, God. But he's awesome, and he's got a great accent in it. Really good. At one point, I wondered if he's wearing a fat suit. Because he's not huge, but you can see he's got a big belly. But you see him with his shirt off, and it looks real. I think he gained weight for it. It might be a fat suit at times. If it is, it's very realistic looking. But yeah, he's just playing like a really, just a dirty, messy old man. Well, middle-aged man. But you're warm to him, because it's well written. He's well played, even though he's so rude to people. But he actually does care about them, kind of thing. Yeah, it's good. It's worth a look. Okay, let's get back to you in the chat. Matt, I saw that. Yu Yu Hakusho was dropped on Netflix. I've not been able to acquire it yet. It just dropped over in Japan as well. I haven't watched it yet. I saw the trailer. It looked interesting. He seemed to be fighting a red devil, an aka oni, a Japanese style devil, not a Western style devil. So that was pretty cool. It looked pretty good, yeah. But I don't know the character. I don't know the series. I don't know the manga. There we go. Shocking, right? I know. I'm in Japan. I know nothing about anime or manga. I like British TV, says Matt. For example, Spooks. MI6 in the US was great for all its seasons. Was that good, Spooks? I never actually got around to watching it. I think I missed it for whenever it was out, either moving over to Japan or whatever. But I never got around to watching it. Have you watched Blue-Eyed Samurai? Thoughts? Asks Charlie the Unicorn. I've watched the first half of the season and it's good. I liked it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Good story. Interesting animation once you get used to it, but it's very good. Great fight scenes. Samurai sword scenes in there. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's quite funny at times. Okay, let's get back to you. There we go. Let me get rid of that. Slow Horses. Give it a watch. If you can't get it on Apple, you know, there are other ways to watch Apple TV, right? Right? Nosferatu, no, sorry, I will not play the bathhouse scene from Eastern Promises. Sorry, I won't. Charlie say, well, at this rate, will we get a cutscene from Dusk Till Dawn on the show? I would love that. I would love to see that. You're talking about the dancing scene. Dancing with a snake, who can forget that? Grey is a twink version of the Judge from Blood Meridian, says Nosferatu. 8 people watching and 3 likes. You think this is free? The payment is a like and Grey is owed. Paid in full. Where are we? Let's check. How are we doing on the studio side? It says we've had 26 views, so 26 people have popped in here and there. I got a new member thanks to your Barmy. He gifted a membership, and I think Morning Haze, who's not here at the moment but was in here before, they got the membership. So thank you very much for that. That's brilliant. Grey, Injun gave you a wrench too, I see. Who are you talking to, Coper? Let me double check who are my moderators. I'm not even sure anymore. I know Salty is. Zax, Nosferatu, even Coper used to be, but I took them all. I took it off them all. I think Nerporial, as I say, and Purple Valkyrie are, and maybe Roman of the Empire. That's about all. I'm very stingy. Most to do my wrenches. Jacob, how you doing? Good to see you. Great to see you, man. Yes, the views have gone up. Maybe Nerporial finished. You rang, says Salty. You rang. It is pretty effed up, says Nos, that Grey has decided to scalp his own gang. Well, you see, I gave you the responsibility and the power, and instead of sharing people's channels or being nice in the chat, you started timing each other out and banning people. It's like, okay, enough of that. I'm too nice for those kind of streams. You know what it's like? I'm just so boring. I'm not a Zack stream or a Cobra stream, where it's bedlam and craziness. And because I was on my own, I kind of I panicked a bit and thought, oh no, I thought someone had mistakenly timed out somebody else just as a mistake. So it kind of put me off. That's all. That's the reason. Yeah. Excuses. Nos was here from the beginning, from the Matrix days. And Grey doesn't know the concept of loyalty. Nosferatu, the question is, are you drinking? That's what I want to know. And what are you drinking? And if so, can you pass one over to me? I'd love to have a drink right now. Okay. Yeah, I know it was a joke, I know, but it's the first time it happened on my stream, and it just it freaked me out because I wasn't on StreamYard for a start. I was doing it on OBS, and I was just distracted. So I panicked. Here we go. Let's get back to the stream. Will The Boy and the Heron win the Oscar for the animation this year? It's likely to be nominated and it's doing pretty well in the US theatres. I hope so. I hope it wins. I haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it, if you can believe that. I do really want to see it. The Boy and the Heron. But I wanted to wait for the English subtitle version. That's why. That's my excuse. I wish I'd seen it on the big screen. I know, right? I know. Idiot. It's got a 7.7 out of 10 average rating on IMDb. It does look awesome, doesn't it? Let's share it. Who's seen it in the chat? Do let me know. Have you seen The Boy and the Heron? It's one heck of a voice cast. You got Christian Bale, Dave the Barista, Gemma Chan, William Dafoe. You're fond of me, lobster. Karen Fukuhara. Oh, Karen. Mark Hamill, Robert Pattinson, and Florence Pugh. There we go. From what I heard, because it dropped October the 6th, look at that. There we go, October the 6th in Japan. I kind of missed the hype because it wasn't out overseas yet. It kind of passed me by. But I heard from my daughter, I heard from Minnie Gray, that it's quite a complex story. So maybe understanding it might be difficult for me, you know, stupid me. Because my Japanese is not up to scratch, as you know, as I've talked about before. So yeah, I wanted to see it with English subtitles. That's my excuse. I know. Fool. Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows? Looks pretty awesome though, doesn't it? I love that Ghibli style. Look at it. Come on. Great looking colours, beautiful palette, traditional 2D animation, right? As far as I know. Yeah, so that's definitely to be watched. Thanks for the reminder. Let's move because of the trailer. Can't be showing trailer. If you want to view paradise. I want to see The Boy and the Heron as well. Love Ghibli. Herons aren't real, says Jana. What? What? Herons aren't real? My God, I really thought they were. Beginning and end of the movie are very strong, says Charlie. Middle is not as strong. Okay, that's interesting to know. Yeah, does it feel a bit long? How long is that? Let's have a check. How long is the movie? It says here 90 user reviews. No, that's not it. 2 hours and 4 minutes. Okay, pretty long, isn't it? And the Japanese title, just in case you want to know, is Kimitachi wa do ikiru ka. Completely different title to The Boy and the Heron. How would you translate that? Kimitachi wa do ikiru ka. How do you all live? How do you all live? Possibly. That's my crappy grade translation for you. Kimitachi means all of you. Do is like how, and ikiru is live, to live. So, how do you all live? There we go. Look at Gray showing off his Japanese. Monkey bump. They are giving Godzilla -1 more theatres, and they're further extending the run. The US is showing Toho the money. That's awesome to hear, Matt. I'm really glad it got an extended run. I heard it was only going to be for a week originally. That's way too short. Unbelievable, right? Mini Grey over Soy Boy Grey. Thanks, Nas. You do love me really though, don't you? You love me, lobster, don't you? Zach's a 100% fever dream of delusion. Okay, you guys talking about the WOT, the What prequel, the WOT prequel. Sounds like an April Fool's prank, says Zax. Really? Does it sound that bad? I've not seen anything about it. Salty, forgive me. I've still got to watch your video. I know you dropped a video. No excuses. Been spending time with my daughter. There we go. Nerporial also said that the Heron movie was long, deep, and kind of slow. Okay. Interesting to know. Yeah, exactly, Zax. It's hilarious, isn't it? How ironic that he's become the very thing he purports to hate. RTD's the racist. The what's the word? The bigot. He's the bigot now. Whatever happened to equality? Okay, but Godzilla Minus One is losing all the IMAX and the premium screens, however. Do you know what? Like, it's running in Japan. It opened in Japan on November the 3rd, so it's been November, December. It's going to run till the end of January. They're keeping it on for 3 months, so they're going to get the winter break, the New Year holidays business, so it should boost it up again. It's only got, I think there's 2 showings in my local theatre now. It's only on twice a day. Of course, one screen. Don't forget, there's only the Japanese version. So I still do want to go. I want to take Minnie Gray with me. Godzilla Minus One has been extended twice. Wow. Sounds like Salty Travelling Sea. Just saying. He gets extended when he sees pictures of 70s Bond girls or 60s. Awesome one, how are you? Where am I? I'm in my house in Japan. Check out my Christmas tree. Still haven't got lights for it. I know, right? I know. I've just been lazy. It's hard to find good Christmas tree lights in Japan. It really is. I don't want to just Amazon it, you know what I mean? I want to get some from a shop, but... Hey, awesome one. I don't know, mate. Is it just you? Certain streams are taking 30 seconds or more to load. I tell you what, recently, as people who are YouTubing know, strange things have been happening on YouTube. Whenever you finish a stream or a premiere, even though you've had quite a few people watching, it's like 0 views for the first hour or so, maybe 3 or 4 views it will show. It takes a long time now to catch up, supposedly, on your official views. I guess views can be lost in time and space, can't they, while that's going on. My latest comic book review with Jim, the last review I did of The Invisibles, it got limited. That's the first time that's happened for a comic book review. Maybe because we were talking about one of the characters is a trans character and a really good character, Lord Fanny, fantastic character. Maybe because we're talking about that, or ritualistic magical ceremonies and stuff. It could be, but. It was the third part of a 3-part story arc, and the first 2 of those reviews were fine, but the third one got limited. I've appealed it. We'll see what happens. It might just be a random, mistake, but yeah. Yo, Nerporial in the chat. How are you doing, mate? Are you a bit tipsy? Have you had a drink? I've heard you've had a drink or 2. I'm sorry I missed your chill out stream, Nerporial. The daughter's over. She's back from Kyoto for the weekend, so we were having a good chill out. We did some driving practice with her this morning because she just got she just passed a test. She's passed. Hearts in the chat. Congrats in the chat for little Minnie Gray. I don't know what to call her. I don't want to say a name. I might just use a fake name. Okay, Minnie Gray. Short for Minnie is me. Mi-chan passed a test and she's delighted. We went out for a practice drive, took her to a local car parking area, did a bit of practice parking and stuff like that, and then whacked her onto the main road. Let's go. We drove to the in-laws' house, surprised them, and then drove home. It was really nice, really good. That's what I've been doing, Nerporial. Charlie's asking, do you consider Godzilla Minus One a family film? That's a good question. It depends on the age of the children, but I wouldn't take young children to see it, because I think either they'd be a little bit bored at times, maybe with the family drama, or they would be scared, because the first time you see Godzilla, that opening Godzilla scene is scary. It is scary. It's brilliant. It's really well done. It's a Jurassic Park done well style scene, really good. And it's got themes of loss and grief, survivor's guilt, trauma. It's huge trauma based film. You see Japan just like wrecked, and it gets wrecked again during the movie. But I keep saying this, I've just not been pulled in by characters' stories in a movie for a long time. Not like that. it was a combination of everything. The visuals, the soundtrack, the audio, and the performances and the story. Just it all pulled together and just made a really good cinematic experience. So there we go. But I might be biased because, you know, I'm in Japan and I love Japan. Grey, says Salty. I can extend all night for those big bush 80s Bond girls. Oh, man. Napoleon just finished the fourth book of The Wheel of Time and didn't like it as much as the first three. Okay. My favourite was the second so far. I'm almost at the end of the third. The third's pretty good, but the second was very good, I thought. I do blame aliens too, Charlie. Or is it fake aliens? Time to get off the Japanese sidewalks. Yeah, thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it. YouTube just sent in my chat comment. Did it really? Let's have a look. I don't think I've got any guidelines for the chat, Salty. I might have. I think if you put the word sex in, I don't think it'll. Let me try it. Don't think it will show. Maybe it does with me. Because do you remember the days we used to get the sex bots used to hit the chat? Do you remember that? That's not happened for a long time. I think that's how Salty got his wrench, because we just got to know each other. It feels like years ago. It's a long time ago, and I was on a live stream. I was doing a live stream with Max MVP, Maxfield Von Priestley, great guy, great content creator, big comic book fan as well, and I think Salty was in the chat there. He's like, Gray, give me a wrench, I'll deal with it. So he did. The rest, as they say, is history. And now I've made Nosferatu feel bad. Here, Nosferatu, have a beer to feel better. There we go. All this talk of wrenches. Yeah, that's crazy. Congratulations, Mini Gooday. Thank you. Me-chan, Mini Grey. Mini Gooday. Actually, yeah, I might use that. Nosferatu was saying Mini Grey, and now if you do it in Japanese style, it's Mini Gooday. Thank you. I might use that. Oh, I like the way you include me as you guys there, Salty. You guys kind of did wreck our Pacific Fleet. Oh, God. Hilarious. That's got to be one of the worst decisions ever by any country, hasn't it? Attacking America. Jesus. Hello, Gray, says Dwayne Muth. Great to see you. Are you good? Read any good comic books lately? Tell you, Dwayne, I'm losing faith, man. I'm losing my faith in comics. Awesome one. Cheers to you. And Pornbot is protesting YouTube's restrictive free speech policies and has moved to Rumble. Oh, really? Are they on Rumble now, Matt? Okay, it's good to know. I didn't know. Grey and Salty. It's a match made in beer barrels. It certainly is. Well, listen, guys, because the family are here, I'm going to wrap things up very soon. I only want to go on for an hour, but I really, really appreciate you tuning in, you watching. Love the interaction in the chat. It's fantastic. I miss the boobs bots. Awesome one, I do. Where are we doing? I'm trying to get Mini Grey, come and say hello before I finish. Go on. I dare you. Show your face. Everyone's dying to see you. She won't do it. Okay, let's get another clip. I want a trapdoor clip. One of my favourite cooking clips. Here it is.
Oh, sniff that.
Sniff that. I love that. Okay. Run for your life, says Nosferatu, Mini Grey. Run away. Everybody be well. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button. For anybody who's watched this far on the replay, I love you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are amazing. Journey into Mystery 83 to 100. Thor, Marvel, Masterworks, Dwayne Muth. Now you're talking, mate. Now you're talking about real comics. I'm still enjoying the old... where are we? It's over here somewhere. Oh, down here. Where are we? Along here, I'll grab my Father Christmas book. Still enjoying the... Jesus, I forgot the name. I was going to say Third World then. Fourth World. Jack Kirby's New Gods. Still really enjoying this. Headphones everywhere. Excellent stuff. Look at that. Nice and thick. How they like it, I believe. So I'm told. Look at this. Look at the art. The Kirby crackle. Seriously lacking from the Thor movies, the Avenger movies. Where was the Kirby crackle, eh? That's what I wanted. Yeah, and because it's the season, it's getting close to Christmas. One of my favourite Christmas books, Raymond Briggs, most famous for The Snowman. Father Christmas. That's right. He's a British writer. We used to call him Father Christmas, Santa. It's so good. Gorgeous art, pencil crayon style. Look at this. If you don't have this, what are you doing? I recommend it. So, on that happy Christmassy note, we've hit the hour mark. It's time to say good night and goodbye. Good night to you in America. Good afternoon in Japan. Good morning, early morning in the UK and Europe. I hope you're going to have a very happy weekend. I am. I can't wait. The ladies are going out. They're going out shopping now. They're leaving me on my own. I know what a crazy time to finish streaming, but I will be here. Shall I? If you want to jump in StreamYard, because I'm going to stop the live stream, but I'm going to hang around. If you want to jump in for a chat, I will post you a link. Do let me know if you want to have a chat. If you don't, screw you. No, I'm joking. Good night. Good health. God bless you. Where's the closer? Thank you very much for watching. Love you all.